Okay, so again, this lecture is recorded, and this lecture is all about data analysis using Microsoft Excel. So, last week we have started discussing about data analysis using pivot table to answer your question number one, which highly talks about the variables of your study. In particular, these are sex, grade level, socioeconomic status, the profile of your respondents. So this is the common this is the common statistics that we do at the beginning of your research study. We we profile your respondents. So I believe you have also started doing the analysis of data for that. So for today, I'll be discussing to you data analysis using Excel applications. And this will revolve on two parts: how to use descriptive analysis, or applying basic statistical analysis using pivot table, and basic statistical analysis using the data analysis button. You can also compute this manually. Actually, you can also compute this manually if you find the urge not to use pivot table and it will be complicating things for you. You can compute this using the basic formula, applying the basic formula in Microsoft Excel. So let us start. May I see now? I can see thumbs up using the. I can see thumbs up from you. May I see who are the students who are facing right now in Microsoft Excel and their file? May I see thumbs up? Thank you. So we have a number of those people. Okay. Okay. So today we will be applying data analysis on that. Okay. So in front of you is a sample data that we are using since last week. So for consistency purposes, we will still be using the same data that we have used as example last week and even the week before. So let us label first where question number 2 will start. Okay? So sino po sa inyo ngayon ang nakaharap sa kanilang data? Can you haha the button? Yung mga nakaharap sa kanilang data, can you haha the button? Thank you. So okay. Now, to organize your data, I understand that some of you cannot press the reaction button, probably because they are using only one device. It's okay. So to to have to organize your data, you need first to uh, organize it by grouping them. So, usually or most of the time, what we are facing are the questions. Okay, the tally of the questions. So what I am highlighting right now in the Excel screen is that the questions that we labeled as QS1, QS2, QS3, and the like. Thumbs up if you can relate. Thumbs up if you can relate. Okay, thank you. So most of you understood the instruction. Now, let us organize the data first. Say, for example, uh, question number 1, question number 2, up to question number 5 is variable or is the parameter number 1. So say, for example, the parameter that I used here is, say, for example, teaching instruction. So this is the parameter set by question 2.1. Remember, your questions follows the protocol or follows the writing. What is the level of in terms of? So that 2.1 is your first grouping. So the first thing that you need to do is to group everything. So paano po natin siya ginugroup? How do we group it? So start highlighting all the grouped, okay? Start highlighting all the questions that belongs to the same group, okay? So say, for example, it's question number 1 to question number 5, and then just click merge and center, okay? So say, for example, let us call Mr. Taniedo. What is your 2.1? What is your first group? Is Mr. Taniedo around?
Yes, sir.
What is your first group?
Our first group would be our prior knowledge.
Okay, so you will highlight all the questions or items related to prior knowledge and then merge it and then write prior knowledge at the top. So how did we do it? We just highlight the spaces above and then merge and center and then type prior knowledge. In my case, in my example, it is teaching instruction. May I ask other students to share what is your 2.1? What is your first parameter for your question? You can unmute yourself. Anyone? What is your 2.1?
Sir, our
Okay.
2.1 would be flexibility.
Okay. Thank you. How about the others? Ano
So
yung
our
groupings?
2.1 is master experience.
Okay. So it means you have items under it that you would like to compute. Okay. So you can highlight it like this. Okay. Thumbs up if you get the instruction. Someone who successfully highlighted. Mm-mm. Okay, thank you. So you do it for the next succeeding parameters. So let us highlight 6 to 10. Say for example, we will merge it and then we will type, say for example, teaching motivation. This is just an example, huh? This is okay. So you have your own parameters with you that you can set actually. Okay? So we can do it like this. Okay. So let's continue doing it until the last. Why do we need to have this effort of grouping them? So that during the analysis of data, it will be very easy for you to locate them. Okay? So that for locating purposes, you would like to see what's the things in your Excel, you can easily locate them. Say for example, another parameter is example classroom routine. Again, this is just an example. And then this one is we can have assessment, say for example. Okay, so I have four groupings. So we have teaching instruction, teaching motivation, classroom routine, and assessment. Again, this is in particular to your second question, which talks about the assessment. Okay, the assessment uh, of the parameters that you set in your study. Okay, so let us continue. So if the question is all about what is the level of, what is the extent of, and upon using a 4321 or a 654-3-2-1 scale or survey, the first thing that comes to your mind to analyze it is to get the level. And you can only get the level if you will be applying a basic statistical analysis for that. And in manual computation, we call it as the general weighted average or what we call the weighted average. It is called weighted, okay? It is called weighted because in every responses there is a particular weight. Say for example, when you say when you say five, what is the meaning of using five? Probably it's like very good or very satisfactory or strongly agree. There is a particular weight, and that is the number that is associated on that. But in statistics in Microsoft Excel, we just need to apply basic formula there to compute its average. Okay, so we will just insert the formula. We will just insert the formula equals. Please go to the last part of that column. Go to the last part of the column and then insert the formula. Insert the formula. The formula is equals. Always start with an equal sign. Equals average. Okay? Equals average and then highlight everything. highlight all data, okay? All your included data under that particular question. And then just click enter. Again, the formula is equals average, and then highlight all the required data under that question, and then close parenthesis, and then click enter. So you will be having, okay, you will be having the average for that question. Okay? Thumbs up if you get the formula correct. If you were able to compute for the average of the column. Again, the formula is very simple. It is equals average, and then highlight the required data, and then close parenthesis, and then click enter. Anyone was able to compute for the question number 1? Can I hear an answer? What is your average for QS1 for your own survey data? Stephen, can you share your score? Or Mr.
Sir,
Yes. What is your answer?
2.9.
2.9. What is your most perfect response? Is it a 4? Is it a 5? What is
Hold
your
on, sir.
highest response in the survey? Did you use a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or a 4, 3, 2, 1?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1
So,
po, sir.
so the perfect score there is 5, right? That is the
Opo.
highest. So what is the average again?
2.9.
2.9. It's a little bit way from the half because the half is 2.5. Okay, thank you. How about Mr. Guarin? Thank you, Stephen.
Sir, we got 2.63 po.
2.63. What is your highest score? Possible highest score?
4 po.
4. So it's beyond half also. Okay. So to adjust the decimal point, you can see the decimal thing here. Here, the one that is that says decreased decimal, it is after it is after the part of alignment, and there is an option on number. You can see some 000 thing here that has an arrow. Some says there's a part that increases the decimal and there's a part that decreases the decimal. So can you just click decrease decimal until it reach 2 decimal point? Okay. May I see a thumbs up? Those who are able to click the decimal point. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
question po.
Mm-hmm.
When I got the average in mind, it's immediately 2.9. Walang extra decimals po.
It's okay. When you type it in the report, you can simply write 2.90. Okay?
Okay po,
Because in
sir.
Excel, if you will be having 2 decimal places and the last is say for example 2.90, it will just read 2.9 2.9. But in the report you can write it as 2.90. That doesn't change everything or anything in your data. Okay?
Okay
So,
po, sir.
now, the next thing that you need to do is just drag the formula. If you are facing your laptop, uh, just drag the formula to your right, okay? And then use the single arrow, small single arrow, and then drag it until the last column. And then you have it, okay? Did you get it now? Were you able to follow? Nasundan po? Okay, thank you. Can I see thumbs up sa mga nakasunod? Okay. We have a quite number. Thank you. So, another one that I would like to the next thing that you need to do is to uh, group now the responses. So the next thing that you need to do is to group the responses. But those who are curious how to do it using the data analysis function that I asked you before during the Cronbach computation, you can actually use the data analysis function you can simply click data. Okay, sige. Let's try it using the data analysis function. Just click data. Okay, just click data. And then, thumbs up nga kung na-click na yung data. If we were able to click the data in the ribbon, can you thumbs up? And then use data analysis function. Click data analysis, the one that you installed last time during the cronbach computation. And then just click the descriptive part. Okay? Just click the descriptive statistics part. Okay? And then it will ask you, okay? It will ask you to input the range. Just include the QS1, QS2 part. Okay? Don't include these merge cell above. Start highlighting on the label per question. So QS1, QS2, highlight it, everything going to the last data. Okay? Going to the last data. And then if you highlighted the QS1, QS2, click labels in first row. Click labels in first row. And then click group by columns. I'll stop here. Can you thumbs up if you can still follow? Again, labels in first row and then click columns. Before you can click the two things, you need to highlight first all the data. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can follow, or I need to repeat it? Can I see thumbs up from our participants? Okay. Oh, there's only one person who used the thumbs up button. So I need to repeat. So it starts with data analysis, descriptive statistics, and then click OK. Now, I want you to highlight the input in the input range. I want you to highlight including the question header going down. All the data, and then click labels in first row if you included in your data the uh, the QS1 or the headers. Okay, now since you click new worksheet ply, I want you to type descriptive statistics as the title of that new page. And then after typing descriptive stat, the same thing that you did in your cronbach, just click Summary Statistics, click Summary Statistics, again, click Summary Statistics, and then click OK. It will appear on the next page of your work. So in this report, okay, in this report, it will show you all the necessary requirements during the analysis of data. So here is for QS1, okay? Here is for QS1, QS2, QS3, so until the last part of your questions. Thumbs up if you were able to compute. Na-compute po ba? Can you push the thumbs up? So, whatever technique that you find it easy, you can use in the analysis of data. So here, what I love here is that the mean and the standard deviation is already here because we will be discussing standard deviation and mean in the analysis and interpretation of data. Now, what I want you to do now is to get, okay, what I want you to do now is to get each responses. I want you to do what I want to do. I want you to do is to get now the responses so that we can form now the table. So, how to do such? Okay. So, in your table, when you do your table in data analysis, you can start already in the chapter in the part that you have started your chapter 4. Okay, in the part that you have started chapter 4, or you can design your table in the Microsoft Excel. So you can do like this. Okay, so here to do your table, you can have this, say for example, QS1. Say for example, write first the group name. So say for example, the first group name here is teaching instruction. So you type first teaching instruction. Now, in your survey, you can actually copy paste everything. Okay? Most importantly, uh if you have these options, or if you have this file that includes all your questions, you can simply copy paste so that you will not type anymore the content of your survey, because you need to have the content of your survey here. You cannot simply write QS1 here. Okay, this is wrong. You cannot simply write QS1, QS2. No, you cannot do this. You need to write the actual survey question that you have evaluated. Okay? So, say for example, your first question is, uh, I am confident in in conducting online class. So this is your first statement in the survey. Okay, so you need to copy it and then paste it in the Microsoft Excel so that you can create a table from it. You can also uh, do it directly in the Microsoft Word. Okay, so here, say for example, we have 5 sentences. We can say, I have a strong background in the about the technical aspects of online teaching. I am familiar uh, in the application of teaching strategies in an online class. And then we also have, let's say, for example, I can uh, I can vary my instruction depending on the needs of my class. Lastly, we can have uh, I can uh, I can sustain the motivation of my students during an online class. Say for example, this is your questionnaire, and these are the statement inside of the first parameter, which is teaching instruction. Okay, so in your case, you can simply copy and then paste it here, the content of your survey. Now, the next thing that you need to do is to copy the statistical results. Okay, to copy the statistical results. Okay, so in your case, just an example, just an example. You can just write QS1, QS2, QS3 for example purposes para masundan ninyo. Okay? But I want you to use now, okay? I want you to open now a blank Excel so that you can now copy your files or your results. Can you thumbs up if you can follow me? Can you thumbs up? Or unmute yourself if you have something question to clarify. Dun kina Miss Clarice about qualitative analysis. I will appreciate if you are still here and listening, but we will be having some discussion on that probably on Wednesday. Okay, Miss Clarice and the group. Thank you. So here, just copy your questions. Now, if you are done copying your questions, go to the results area. Go to the results area. You can use the descriptive stat thing here. However, patalon-talon yung pag-copy. You can use directly the sheet here, this one, and just copy the 5 data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then copy. And then, the same thing that you did last time. Paste it, but click the transpose part. Paste it, yung number muna. Paste the values area muna. Again, paste the values area so that you can have the number. Okay? I'll teach you the technique, ha? But so that you will have the number. And then drag this out of the column, drag this out of the column, and then press cut, press cut, and then, sorry, not cut, should be copy. Press copy, and then paste transpose. Paste transpose. So that, hindi mo na siya i-type. Pero kung gusto mo siya i-type, it's up to you. But for me kasi, mas nadadalian ako doon. Mag-unmute kung uulitin ko pa. Should I repeat it again? Okay, I'll repeat it. Copy natin yung data galing sa sheet number 1. Copy. And then, i-paste nyo siya, para hindi kayo mahirapan, i-paste nyo na siya dun sa malayo. Malayo dun sa inyong ginagawang table. Press values, press values, press values. Okay? And then, pagka-press nyo ng values, copy nyo ulit. I-copy nyo ulit. And then, start pasting doon sa unang statement. And then, transpose. Thumbs up kung na-gets yung instruction. Okay, thank you. Thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. So, ganun lang po ulit, ha? So, paliitin natin yung decimal. Just click. Yan. Pero pwede mo rin gawin, copy, i-type mo lang siya ng manually, it's up to you. But I find it very easy for me kasi. Lalo't-lalo na kung marami kang data na tinitreat. Okay? So, ganun ulit. Kopyahin mo yung pangalawang parameter. Teaching motivation. And then, copy again the statements on the survey. Okay? Again, for example purposes, you can write QS6 to QS10. For example lang ha, palitan ito. Next. Ganun ulit. Punta ka sa sheet ng computation and then highlight mo yung 5, copy, copy. And then, balik ka ulit dun sa ginagawa mong table, paste mo sa malayo, i-paste mo sa malayo, and then copy mo ulit. Copy ulit. And then, paste mo na dun sa QS6. Transpose. Click the transpose. Do not forget. And then, there you have it. And then, move it by 2 decimals. Okay? So, ganun ulit. So, mas madali siyang gawin. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa third. So, we have classroom routine. Classroom routine. Okay? So, ganun ulit. QS10. 11 na pala, sorry. QS11. And then drag it down. 15. Ayan. And then copy mo ulit. Okay. Copy mo ulit. Copy mo sa malayo. Paste. And then copy again. Class, kapag nag-paste ng una, values ang ipe-paste para hindi niya necessary kunin pati yung formulang naka-attach. So, paste it as numerical values. And then, copy mo ulit, and then paste mo na doon sa gusto mong, doon sa table na ginagawa mo. Starting with your QS11, QS6, and the like. Transpose. Thumbs up yung nakagawa na ng more than 2 tables. Sino po yung mga nakagawa na ng more than 2 tables sa ating example? Thank you. I'm happy to know na may nakakasunod. How about the others? Okay. So that's how you transpose it. Now let us finish it until the last table. Let us finish it until the last table. Saan na siya? Ito. So our last table is all about assessment. So we will just type assessment. And then we have QS16 to QS20. Again, ang aking paalala, pag ginawa nyo na siya sa manuscript, dapat hindi na to naka-QS. Okay? Nakalagay na yung mismong question. Okay. So here, just need to copy again the results and then paste it as values on a little bit distant, okay, a distance far from the table that you're doing, and then let us copy it again, and then let us paste it using the transpose function, and then decrease the decimal. Now you have all the data required. Now I want you to I want you to insert another column, another row, okay, on each table. Paano mag-insert ng another row? Right-click nyo lang, okay? Right-click nyo lang, okay? Yung space after the last question, and then click insert, okay? The space after the last question, and then click insert. So you will be writing average, and then the same thing that you did, type average, parenthesis, and then highlight. Close parenthesis, enter. So, ganyan po ang pag-compute ng data sa Excel. Just type average, and then the formula is equals average, and then highlight. Paki-thumbs up po yung nakasunod. Paki-thumbs up po yung nakasunod. Okay, ulitin ko paano ginawa. After pasting everything, I want you to right-click and insert another row so that you can include now the average results. So you will be doing it on the next succeeding data, average, and then average equals average dun sa lahat. Ngayon, may technique dyan. Kung pare-pareho lang naman ang number ng inyong data, halimbawa, 5 questions here, 5 questions here, and then another 5 questions, lahat ng parameters nyo ay may pare-parehong number ng statement, pwede mo namang kopyahin na lang itong average and then paste mo siya. Pwede yon. Basta, siguraduhin nyo lang na pare-pareho yung number. Kasi mamaya tatlo, tapos nag-copy-paste ka ng formula, hindi naman pala pare-pareho sila ng statement ng pinagkopyahan mo, mamamali po yung results. Okay? So, ayan. Thumbs up po dun sa nakasunod. Can I see thumbs up? Okay. Thank you. So, ganun po ang pag-compute ng data. Ngayon, the third table is the verbal interpretation. Verbal interpretation. So let us type this. Balik kayo sa table na ginagawa nyo. Sa second column, pakilagyan ng average. And on the third column, ang ilalagay po natin ay verbal interpretation. Actually, may formula para dyan. May formula para hindi ka na maghahanap-hanap ng lugar. Okay? Do you want it to do it manually or do you want it to do it using formula? You can unmute yourself. Ano gusto nyong gawin? Formula, magpo-formula tayo o manual?
Formula po.
Gusto nyo mag-formula? Okay, sumunod ha. Okay. Last time, I asked you to have the interpretation of scales. Di ba? May mga interpretation tayong scale na ginawa. Okay? So for your reference, you can use these scales. So halimbawa, ito yung 1 to 6, ito yung 1 to 4, ito yung 1 to 5, ito yung 1 to 4. Okay? So, in your scale, kapag ginamit mo yung 1 to 5, ito ang gagamitin mo. Okay? Pag ginamit mo yung 1 to 4, ito yung gagamitin mo. Okay? Pag ginamit mo yung 1 to 6, ito ang gagamitin mo. Okay? So, kung ano man po yung scale na pinili ninyo, please select ano ang highest scale mo. So kung ikaw ay gumamit ng 4 tulad sa example na ito ang kailangan ko. Okay? So you need to have this scale beside dun sa ginagawa mong table. Okay? Doon sa ginagawa mong table. So, in my case, paki-print screen ito kung wala pa kayo. Pero kung meron na, paki-type yung scale sa tabi ng ginagawa mong table. Okay? Okay? Paki-type ha. Paki-unmute ako kung na-type na dun sa ginagawang table. Paki-unmute ako so that I know. Or just send me a thumbs up kung okay na. Thank you. Okay na po ba? Again, paki-type po yung scale na kailangan. For the last time, before I proceed to the next instruction, can you press your thumbs up if you are done so that I know what to do? Okay? Thumbs up starts now. Thank you. Kahit gaano kahirap mag-thumbs up, please mag-thumbs up kayo para alam ko kung saan ako mag-start. Thank you. Kasi alam ko nakatingin kayo sa laptop, nakatingin kayo sa cellphone, but please inform me using thumbs up. Okay? Now, if you are already, or if you have already pasted, kung na-paste nyo na yung scale na kailangan ninyo malapit sa table, okay? I want you to write the verbal interpretation now. So, di ba may verbal interpretation tayong ginawa dun sa pinrint screen? Di ba? So, ilagay mo dyan kung ano ba ibig sabihin. Halimbawa, dito ay teaching instruction. Pwede kong ilagay dito na confident. So, yung highest ko ay very confident. Yung sumunod ko ay moderately confident. Yung nasa pangalawa sa dulo ay pwedeng frequent, or pwede nating ilagay na moderately. We have here seldom. I can use seldom. Seldom confident. Wala namang word kasing seldomly. So seldom confident. And then we also have rarely confident. Yan. So, the next thing that you need to do is, sabi ko nga, pwede nyong i-manual. So, halimbawa, 2.52, nasa gitna siya ng moderately confident, o i-copy mo lang dyan, paste mo. May meaning ka na. Pero kung gusto mo ng automatic, sundan nyo yung formula ko, ha? Okay. The formula starts with equals VLOOKUP equals VLOOKUP. Parang yung trend dati na lookup. VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP. Okay? And then open parenthesis. Okay. Equals VLOOKUP. Open parenthesis. Now, the formula will locate the verbal interpretation per range. Okay? We'll locate the verbal interpretation per range. Okay? So, click first the verbal interpretation. Click first the verbal interpretation. Or click first the first data. Sorry. Click first the beside data. Yung una lang ang i-compute nyo dyan. Click the beside data. Press comma. Press comma. Press comma. And then the next thing you need to do is to highlight the interpretation table. Highlight the interpretation table. Highlight the interpretation table. When we say highlight, it starts from the first column to the last row. Okay? Highlight the whole table. Press F4. Press, after highlighting, press F4. You will know if you have already pressed the F4 kung may lumabas ng dollar sign doon sa formula. It means you need to lock the formula. Press F4. And then comma, comma. The next thing that the formula will be asking you is to press nasaan yung interpretation dun sa table. We have the first column, the second column, and the third column of this highlighted table. Nasaan ang verbal interpretation? Sa first, sa second, o sa third? Nasaan? Unmute yourself. Nasaan yung interpretation sa columns? Nasa first ba? Nasa second? Nasa third? Answer.
Second po.
Nasa second ba? Nasaan
Third
yung
column.
Nasa third column.
Po.
So, yun ang ilalagay natin. After pressing F4 and then press the comma, type number 3, which means nandiyan yung interpretation. Diyan hahanapin ni Excel yung interpretation. And then another comma, it will say true or false. Just click true or press 1. Okay? But in my case, I'm used of pressing it true and then close parenthesis. That ends the formula. And then press enter. It will tell you moderately confident. The next thing that you need to do is to drag it down. O, ayan na. Meron ka ng interpretation. Thumbs up dun sa nakasunod so that we can repeat the formula. Thumbs up. Mag-unmute yung hindi lumabas yung formula. Thumbs up sa nakasunod. Walang nagta-thumbs up. Si Queenie lang ang nag-thumbs up. Si Queenie lang nakagets. Stevens, thank you. Stephen, thank you. How about the others? Mag-unmute. Huwag kayo mahiyang magtanong. Because this is the last part. This is the last part. Ganun lang kadali. Mr. Taniedo.
Sir, pwede po pa ulit nung formula.
Okay. So, repeat natin ha. Buburahin ko to. Sorry ha, maingay mga aso sa labas para kung nasa farm. May manok na, may aso pa. Okay. So, equals VLOOKUP parentheses. Click the first data beside. And then comma. Highlight the required table. Highlight the required table as exactly as it is, comma, sorry, erase the comma, press F4. Sorry, ulitin natin. Sorry, nakalimutan ko. VLOOKUP, press the data, comma, and then highlight. Before pressing the comma, press F4 para mag-lock yung formula. Huwag nyo muna i-press yung comma, i-F4 nyo muna. And then, press the comma after pressing the F4. And then press number 3. Because nandun yung verbal interpretation. And then comma again. You can type true, you can type 1, or you can click true. And then close parenthesis. And then you have your verbal interpretation. Then the next thing that you need to do is to drag everything down. Okay? Sino ang nakakuha na? Okay na, Mr. Tanyado?
Yes po, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you. Okay. So, do you think this will be helpful? Unmute yourself. Not only in research, do you think this will be helpful? Ba? If you have many data to compute, you will no longer check the label, then go again to your label scale, and etc. Now, what's the next thing that you need to do? Therefore, the next thing that you need to do is to go back to your data analysis, the one that you have started last week. Okay? You need to start the data analysis. You need to continue rather the data analysis that you have started last week. So open your chapter 4 and then copy the table. Just need to copy the table. However, what is additional to the task of a researcher wherein you must need all members to work? So kailangan, halimbawa, you have 5 members. O ikaw dito sa table na to, ako sa table na ito, ikaw sa table na ito. Bakit? Because you need to interpret now. Last time, you just described the table. This time, you need to interpret and then add additional literatures to support your claim. This is no longer a table that you will just describe. Okay? So you will now go to the one of the most intricate part of data analysis. So you will now be this one. You will now type question number 2. Okay? What is the level of confidence among teachers in an online classroom in terms of the following parameters? So you will now write 2.1, that is teaching confidence. Again, this is just an example. Okay. Now, i-type nyo yung question number 2 nyo and then copy table number 1. Copy na natin yung table number 1. Let us copy table number 1. Copy table number 1 dahil may verbal interpretation ka na. And then paste it. Again, when you paste your table, paste it by clicking the use destination styles. Use destination styles. Again, press use destination styles so that your table will align to the style, to the format of your document. Then, again, yung table natin, yan po ay naka 1.5 din. Adjust natin gawin nating single space lang yung loob ng table. Yan. Adjust mo lang. O, yan. And then, add a caption. Insert caption, or in the reference section, add the caption. Okay, katulad ng ginawa nyo lang din dun sa dun sa question number 1. Katulad lang ng ginawa nyo rin dun sa question number 1. Just add the caption. So references, and after clicking the references, just click add caption. And then just type just type the same caption that you used last time. So insert caption on that table. So say for example, this is table number 2. Just write, pwede mong ilagay dyan na descriptive statistics, or you can simply write, teaching competence or teaching confidence. Just click below selected item, and then just click OK. Now let us locate that. Drag mo lang siya sa ibaba. And don't forget to format it the same. Okay. Now, you will now interpret the data. So, you say the table above shows the level of teaching confidence among the respondents of school ABC, with an average 3.10, and then you can simply write here moderately confident. It shows that the teacher respondents have a moderately confident extent in teaching in an online class. Specifically, tignan mo ngayon kung ano yung pinakamataas. Insert the highest result. Okay? Specifically, ano yung pinakamataas natin? 3.33. Specifically, the teachers of the particular school has a strong background in on the technical aspects of the online class. This statement got an average of 3.33 with a very confident extent. This means that the teachers can manipulate many aspects of the online platform and turn it as an advantage in teaching. We are now interpreting the data according to, so you will now start inserting RRL. That's how you interpret data. And that is your task for the whole week. So we will not rush this, but you will be doing it as task for the week. Questions?